Welcome back to your friendly gas-powered bike page. Spring is rapidly approaching. If you caught my video before this one, you've seen where my trusty Hyper 4-stroke bike had the inner tube wrapped all around the rear chain sprocket because I thought I hit a piece of glass last time I rode and got a flat tire, and out of a little fit of anger, I did ride it home about a half mile. So I'm not really shocked that the inner tube popped out, got caught in the chain, wrapped around there, and what have you. So, as promised in my other video, it is springtime and I am going to go through my bike and get ready for the summertime. I personally always go through every nut and bolt about this time of year because it's a good idea, especially if you haven't ridden it for a while or have checked it, etc., what have you. And this little dude ate up a couple of my dollars. I knew I was going to have to get a tire for the back of it, what I was going to do. But in my beginning of my maintenance, I noticed that these tires have massive dry rot cracks all in them, all over the place, like thousands of them. I'm not sure I can get it on the camera there, do the best I can, but it is definitely got, there's a good area right there. Yeah, 2 years old and need replaced out of, I don't know, weathering more than use. But that's okay, because your tires are one of your more important pieces of your bike. They're between what you and the road and walking. So if you run some, crappy tires and you get a flat tire, that's kind of on you. Myself, I thought I hit a piece of glass, like I said, but no, I did not. I try to be careful of that stuff and not ride in those places, but every once in a while, everybody's going to get a little treat. And I thought I got mine. So anyway, I went to the bike shop, and the prices apparently went up at the old bike shop also. But anyway, I got 2 brand new tires. This one's going on the front, and this one I've already installed. I was going to share with everyone my needle greasing of the bearings. Just because I paid $100 for the rear wheel, I do not trust the factory to grease it properly. If you're going to put it on a motorized bike and turn it at a lot higher rate of speed for a length of time, which is pretty much what you're going to do with a motorized bike, it is always a good idea to make darn sure the bearings are greased. All right. On the outside, obviously got the bearing cap, and I took that apart. Well, I back it out a little bit, and I shoot grease in there to make sure the bearing's covered. As you can see there are 2 bearings on the drive side, the outer bearing, and you pull that back a little bit, and there's an inner bearing, and you want to make sure that one's greased too. I've noticed a lot of people don't think there's another bearing in there, and they just grease that one, and the inside guy is dry, and the wheel prematurely dies. So there is that little tidbit. Also, I'm sorry I did not share that. The shop got busy with people, because every time they see your truck in the drive on a Sunday and you're trying to sneak in and get a little something done for yourself, people see it and vulture, and it's always been that way. And sometimes it's luck and nobody comes by, and sometimes it's not. Today was a not. So I didn't get to share that, but never fear. If you scroll back in my videos, there is a video called The Easiest Way to Grease Your Wheel Bearings, I do believe. If you can scroll through there and catch that, it is a lifesaver on packing your wheel bearings with grease and getting some grease inside the hubs. I will show you on the front coming up, because I do have a slow time with no one hanging out. So I will show you with the front. I just wanted to show everybody with both wheels actually, but unfortunately I didn't get time to do it this time. So I apologize for that. So I will show you on the front how to grease the wheel bearings the easiest way with the grease gun and the needle. But allow me to share you why I had to buy a new rim, because I didn't plan on it. The old rim was looking good. I thought, well, as long as it's not bent, for me riding it, when I'm not supposed to with a flat tire out of anger. But I think I found what flattened my tire. I don't understand how it only did it to one side, because if I do know where I was riding, there was a sidewalk lip, and I did go over it. Didn't think I was going fast or anything. It's never done it before, been over it 100 times on that particular path. And today it got me, something got me. My wheel right here is bent to death. Let me turn it this way so you get a better view. Look at that bad fella. Flattened out and ripped. So that is the culprit. But I'm still thinking to myself, if I hit a curb, you know, went up over a curb or just a bump, you think both of these would be bent out. But for some reason, just that side. I was wondering if maybe I caught the lid of like one of those water mains in the street or something that was sticking up, and I only caught it on one side. I don't know. It's all just a guess. But regardless of that, I had to take the wheel all apart, change it, remove my sprocket, put my hub on the new one, greased all of the bearings, brand new heavy-duty inner tube, and a new tire from my trusty bike shop that is local. I prefer tires from the bike shop because they are a little better quality. Yes, they do cost a couple more dollars than a good old Walmart one. I always personally tell people, if you're in a pinch, Walmart tire will do you just fine. But if you want some quality out of it and not any problems, for some reason, tires just feel a lot thinner, not as quality. And this is the only thing between me and the road. On a hot summer day, this dude is riding on 130-degree asphalt. So I want something good between me and the 130-degree asphalt that's not giving me problems. So that is my personal opinion of getting the new tires from your trusty quality bike shop near you. Not saying that you can't get a good tire somewhere else, but I'm saying that's pretty much just what I do. Okay, I am going to get this rear wheel reinstalled, take the front wheel off, naturally going to change the tire out, and I will show you folks how to do the needle bearing grease, and you don't have to take it all apart or anything like that, and you get good grease coverage. And then your summer should be problem free with the wheels, as long as you're not riding at 90 miles an hour, because these bikes are not meant to be rode 40 miles an hour wherever you go. At least the wheels aren't. They're just standard bikes. They're meant to be pedaled, you know, casually, slowly. Nobody is out there riding 13, 15 miles an hour all day with the throttle wide open at 30 on a pedal bike. So if you keep that in mind and keep the speeds down, your wheels last a ton longer. And now with today's date of $100 a wheel, it used to be around 45 or 50, but now they're $100. So I would like to keep my $100 rotating as long as I can before I wear it out on plain Jane miles. I won't complain about that then, but something like this is my fault, and I just had to spend money that was pretty unnecessary. So, after to hear my jaw flap, let's get that wheel off and get greasing some bearings. All right, as promised, got the front wheel just chucked up here for the sake of the video. I'm going to take 2 wrenches. This one happens to be a 17, and I'm going to back these off 2 or 3 turns. I'm going to start with 1.5, see what kind of clearance I have, because all I need is enough room to shoot some grease in my bearings with my needle. And you're probably asking yourself, what the hell is a grease needle? And I'm going to show you. Because each one of these bearings are not caged, so they're separate little bearings. So I'd have to take one side out, the other side out, grease the race, drop each bearing in, put the axle in, put this side on, try not to move any bearings, all that pain in the butt stuff. But with this, you don't have that problem. As you see, I have that backed out enough. Perhaps in the video you can see, but this is the grease needle. You can hook it to your regular old grease gun. Hopefully that's in there. It is a fitting that pops in the end and allows you to get grease in hard to get spots, much like this. So I will take this, see the grease comes out the end, and I'll reach in there and grease my bearing race all the way around. And I'll come up from the top because it's still oozing out, which is fine. And now I don't have to worry about putting bearing after barrel bearing together, holding it. Give it a quick spin. And then I'll flip it around and do the other side. And then take my 2 wrenches and snug my bearings back the way they were. Give it a twist. See, you got a little more to go. Still got a little bit of play. So we'll tighten her a little more. And I'm getting there. See, I don't have so much, but I still have some. So I'll take it about quarter turn increments until I get it adjusted properly. You want just a smidge of drag, but you don't want it to have play like this one has, in and out. But you don't want it too tight also, so you do have to be careful while doing this to not over tighten them. There we go. That doesn't seem to have any play in and out. It turns freely. And I know they're thoroughly greased. So I'll get the other side back on, or get the other side loosened, greased, and put back on the bike. Alrighty then, finally got everything tightened. Tires installed, bearings greased. New tire for Mr. Front Wheel. Turning freely and happily and fully greased. Same thing with the rear. Once again, I'm sorry I didn't show personally how this one went. But if you go to my video, like I said, of the easiest way to grease your wheel bearings, I do show you how to do the rear one. Although this one wasn't it. Everything is turning smoothly, well lubricated, and I also lubricated the chain. You don't have to do that a whole lot. Depends on how much riding and where you ride. So I better not say a whole lot. Because if you drive through a bunch of rain and dirt and all that stuff, you should clean your chain every once in a while and give it a fresh coat of oil. That is the lifeblood of your momentum. No chain, no momentum. No movement of any kind. Okay, everything's adjusted. Rear wheel's tight. Brake arm is tight. Our spring tension adjuster is functioning how it ought to. So we're good to go there. Air pressure is up to snuff. I was going to change the oil and oil filter. Change the oil and my fuel filter and line, just because I like to put a new one on every spring. But I think I am going to go ride this a little bit and use some of the winter mix that's in it and burn it out that way. Instead of draining it and just wasting it or whatnot, I think I'll use it. So I think I will hold off on the oil change until I ride it a little bit. That oil is just fine. It was changed a month or two before a wintertime set in, and I didn't put but probably 20 miles on it. So it's not way overdue, and I should be just fine. I checked the level, looks good, so we're going to use that. Okay, well, stay tuned for the next exciting video. In closing, it is always a good idea to go through your bike at least once in a while. Now, I will be able to ride, hopefully, without any mechanical difficulties due to lack of my effort and not have any problems. If you ride with others and they don't take care of theirs, you're going to know what I'm saying here. You're going to be the one ready to go for a ride. They're going to be the one stranded because they let the little maintenance go. Or they're going to be the ones that break down out there with you riding. And nobody wants that for anybody. So I always go through the bike, give it a once over every spring, just like this. Check my bearings. I know everything's fine. And hopefully I can start off this spring on a happy note. Okay, having said all that, I appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, and share the video. as every YouTuber in the world says, it helps the algorithm. Yeah, I can't even say it. And hopefully somebody could catch one of my videos, even a past video, that helps them get their bike repaired or built. Because that's what this is all about, just trying to help folks out with things I have found in the past that made my life difficult, that I figured out how to correct and make my life less difficult. I'm all about less difficult. All right, until next time, I'm out.